Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta. Same shirt, same day, different amplifier. This time, Friedman's Mini BE. First, let's listen a song I wrote, inspired by this fantastic mini amp. Then I'm gonna go through the, there's not much, but whatever there is. Then I'm gonna compare it to Marshall JCM800 203 Zakk Wylde signature. Oh yeah. Alright, let's listen to the song first and then, let's continue. Rock and roll. Like that. So some of the sounds, or the sounds I used on the song. So a little bit about the mix. So the cleanish guitars, I used a Phase 90 in, no SD, and gain is quite low here, and it's the low gain switch. And then when I mixed that, I added Clark Technics Dimension D and SPX 90 Symphonic, quite a lot in there, so you get this really swirly sound, because that was only one guitar, like that. And then when the choruses came, those were doubled, so I just, you know, panned them hard left, hard right, because the verse guitar kind of was a little bit towards left. And then I used SD in front to really woof. And the lead was the same sound, SD, and then I used a Dunlop's Jerry Cantrell. Wow, bought it recently, just, you know, why not? It's great wah, a little bit different than the Petrucci, which I also love, but yeah, this is kind of this nice vocal-like mids. And I used the wah on and off in the solo, and the delay you heard on the solo, that was a Lexicon's PCM70, which I just blended in when I mixed that in parallel. So that was that, and signal chain now, and what was on the song. This is one of my signature ESP Japan Custom Shop Eclipses with EMG 81 and 85. Then it goes to the pedal board, and I use the pedals I just mentioned, ST1, MXR Phase 90, and the Dunlop Jerry Cantrell wah. Then it goes to KHO, the Electronics Audio amp switcher. Then into Tonight, 2 amps, the Friedman and the Marshall. Back to KHE, then to the power station. And what is cool now, because it has 2 channels. So I'm attenuating this, but I'm not attenuating this. So they are approximately the same levels. Because when I choose, you can switch, you know, 2 channels. One is, you know, completely open, and one I'm attenuating, so that these are the same level. It's pretty handy. And then the signal goes to my 2 Marshall cabinets. On the song I used the main guitar that I filmed myself. That was a Celestin Greenback 75 mic'd with SM57 and Sennheiser MD421. Then the right chorus guitar with heavy rhythm guitar that I doubled afterwards. That was a Marshall vintage speaker mic'd with 2 SM57s in the Friedman style. What I have now, it's the Greenback 75. With a 57 and MD421. Then it goes to Warm Audio's WA 412 mic pre, to my Steinberg audio interface, and to Logic. So that's it. So this is a 30 watt. I need to cheat because I literally just plugged this in. So I borrowed this from Musics. Thanks again for letting me borrow the gear. Great Swiss music store. Links in the description below to their site and to this particular amp on their site you can buy. So this is a 30 watt. Let's read. The BE Mini combines a 30 watt power section and Dave Friedman's famous BE style preamp, which is brown eye. We all know what that means. Somebody says, you know, also brown hairy eye. You know, that's, you know, down there. Same British voiced harmonics, grind and punch as the legendary. Yeah, I used the 100 watt on my first solo album. Easy does it, along with Dirty Shirley. Great amp, a little bit smoother than Marshall's, like Friedman's in general, but nevertheless amazing amps. So yeah, this is basically a BE in the small, the 30 watt power section, so solid state, because there's no tubes. And I don't know how the gain, it's probably inspired by the Friedman BE amplifier and the BE OD overdrive pedal. I've used that a lot too, so it's probably like solid state clipping, whatever, kind of like the BE, well, like it says, BE OD and the BE amp in one, really small, lightweight. And there's effect loop, which I didn't use, and your basic tone controls, let's go through them. So first, it's the volume, it's master volume, but since there's no tubes, it's just the volume. So with tube amps, you know, the more you crank the master, it means that the more signal the power tubes gets, you know, after a certain point they also start to distort, but this is just the volume. Now I don't have anything on in front. And this is actually really loud amp. Like, I was prepared to attenuate more the 800 to get to the same levels, but I was like, okay, this is loud. Then the bass. Mids. Almost like a cocked wah sound when mids are cranked. I think I had them around noonish, somewhere, maybe a little hair below noon. Treble. This is really effective. The sound almost disappears. It doesn't get harsh. I think I had it almost cranked. Same with the presence. Let's start with zero, from zero. And then there's this cut. I believe this is kind of like gain stages. Let's listen. Yeah, so it adds more gain, so you can kind of set the overall gain level. Low seems to be the highest, and then dial with this. I used the lowest one because this has tons of gain. I feel it also compresses a bit. Yeah, this upper position, less gain, you know, it was the most open. I liked it the most. And then gain. So yeah, you can clearly tell that there's no tubes, because when you put this to minimum on a tube amp, there's no sound. The tubes aren't getting anything, because gain is basically a volume for the preamp tube, how much you're driving into that. But since this doesn't use tubes to create overdrive and gain, you know, you still hear something even though it's zero. Yeah, I had it somewhere 10 o'clock, 11. And the tight switch, I had it center. Now let's see what that does. Yeah, down is the tightest. Center. Up. Up is too loose. I guess the center was what I had. So yeah, pretty cool consoles, and you can get cleanish tones by rolling down the volume, but this isn't really it's basically the overdriven channel of the BE and the B pedal. And then what I did, because I mean this is, I think, really good sound. Like, yeah, no problem. But since I played that song when I film myself live, I wanted to have quickly a cleaner sound and then more overdriven sound. So what I did, I reduced the gain a little bit so I can get this volume around halfway. And then when I open the volume and then add super overdrive, I get the, you know, overdrive. And the low end also stays tight, because when I take it off and roll down the volume, the low end also disappears, but because I have it here a bit more, and then when I open it and add SD balances that low end nicely. And then the phaser was just to create that thing. Okay, now let's compare it to the 800. So first the Friedman, I'm gonna use the SD, because the 800 is SD is in front of that too. That's how I programmed. Somebody probably writes there, what's the point? Exactly. The point is, like, obviously this sounds bigger, and you know, there's big transformers, 46550 power tubes, three ECC 83/12AX7s. There's no tubes, not in the preamp, not in the power amp section. It's really small, it's really light, but the sound is, I mean, it's not that far away, and the price difference, we're talking probably like thousands of euros. So that was the point, just to show that yes, it's not like big 100-watt amp, but man, it's like, well, you heard on the song. Sounds pretty. In the mix I added a little bit more bottom EQ. I boosted 100 Hz a little bit, and then because this has this certain, if you listen, which I couldn't. If I scooped the mix, it was too scooped, and so that was around 550 Hz, a little bit so I cut it out and added bottom, so it actually sounded closer to 800. So in the mix, I mean, if I would have said to you that you know, the gear I used on that song, that was my bad boy, you would probably be like, oh wow, yeah, sounds really good. But it was this, just using a bit more EQ than usually to make it a bit bigger and meaner. Conclusion. Man, the amps have gone a long way since I started. It's really cool. There's tons of gain, and it's loud. Man, it's loud. And sounds great. The only small minus, I wasn't able to get the mids I liked. There was this certain car, but again, EQ pedal in the loop would have solved that. Cut out a little bit of 500, 600, or then just EQ in the mix. And live when you play cabinet, you know, who cares? And you have a front of house mix guy, he probably takes that too. So it's pretty amazing. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this interesting and informative. Check out the links in the description below. Musics, where I borrowed this. They have a lot of cool stuff. And Friedman's site for more information. I probably forgot something. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.